What's the craziest thing a superior officer tried to cover up? Germany, 2008. I was a specialist in an infantry unit, working as the company armorer. One Friday evening, Major Wilson storms into the arms room. Not normal. Officers rarely entered the dungeon unless something was seriously wrong. Need to sign out a pistol. Training exercise, he says. No paperwork, no orders. Red flag. I explain the procedure. Need commander's authorization. DA Form 581. Signature from the arms room OIC. He waves me off. Critical mission. Classified. Need it now. He's wearing civilian clothes. Smells like whiskey. Another red flag. I stand firm. Regulations are clear. No weapon leaves without paperwork. Period. Wilson's face goes from annoyed to furious. Pulls rank. Threatens Article 15. Says my career is over unless that M9 is in his hand in 30 seconds. I call the staff duty NCO. SOP for any unusual arms room activity after hours. Wilson loses it. Grabs a pistol from the rack. I hit the silent alarm. Locked the cage. MPs arrive in minutes. Find the major trying to kick down the door. They detain him. Call the battalion commander. That's when things get weird. Within an hour, full bird Colonel Harrison arrives. Dismisses the MPs. Takes Wilson to his office. Tells me to forget the whole incident. Training exercise gone wrong. Next morning, I'm summoned to battalion headquarters. Colonel, company commander, and JAG officer waiting. Wilson nowhere to be seen. They push a stack of papers at me. Non-disclosure agreement. Statement saying I misinterpreted the situation. Memo transferring me to another unit. I refuse to sign. JAG explains the situation. Major Wilson's wife was having an affair with a German national. Wilson planned to confront him with a military-issued sidearm in a civilian bar. Off-post, drunk. Colonel was protecting him. They were West Point classmates. Thought they could sweep it under the rug. Transfer me out. Problem solved. I tell them I've already filed a sworn statement with CID. Criminal Investigation Division doesn't work for the battalion commander. Room goes silent. JAG officer looks like he might vomit. 3 weeks later, both Wilson and the colonel are relieved of command. Investigation reveals Wilson had anger issues dating back years. Colonel had buried 3 previous incidents. Domestic disturbance calls, bar fights. All disappeared from his record. I got a commendation and a target on my back. Every officer above captain treated me like a leper. The blue wall is real. 6 months later, I was deployed to Afghanistan. Different unit. Fresh start. Until my new battalion commander calls me into his office. You're the specialist from Germany, right? The one who wouldn't give up the pistol? I brace for impact. Career over. He extends his hand. Thank you. Wilson was my roommate at the academy. He needed help, not protection. You probably saved lives that night. Turns out, Wilson finally got the counseling he needed. Colonel Harrison retired early. System eventually worked. But I'll never forget how fast they moved to bury it. How quickly integrity became flexible when it was inconvenient. How easily a career could be sacrificed to protect the brotherhood. The military taught me 2 contradictory lessons that night. Follow regulations no matter what. And sometimes following regulations will make powerful enemies. Most soldiers never encounter this level of corruption. But when you do, there's no manual for how to handle it. Just your gut and whatever principles you brought with you. Every arms room in the army has a sign. I am the keeper of the keys. That night I learned what it really meant. Sometimes you're not just securing weapons. You're guarding the line between right and wrong. Wilson got help. Colonel lost his star. I did my job. Mission accomplished, I guess. But sometimes I wonder how many other incidents stayed buried because the specialist on duty wasn't willing to risk everything. How many other Wilsons are out there, protected by other Harrisons, enabled by silence? When people ask why I left the military, I tell them my contract ended. Easier than explaining how hard it is to look at oak leaves and eagles the same way once you've seen what's behind the curtain.